Ron, as we get ready now for our first fight tonight. Joe Hurley and Nathan Diaz will get us underway in this lightweight fight.
Joe Hurley hailing out of Ken Shamrock's Lion's Den gym, and that means versatility. Ken Shamrock made his name doing a lot of leg locks, but Hurley likes to stand up and knock people out. As a matter of fact, he said that he only had to take down one opponent in his whole mixed martial art career.
Well, he says he's only taken down one, so you wonder, is that a lack of takedown skill, or he's so good at it that he didn't need to take a person down, he could just KO him with his fists.
Yeah, he says that this is the first time he's ever seriously trained for a fight.
And he's taken time off. His last fight was last April. So he's had a bit of rust that he's got to overcome and prepare for it. And you're right, he said this is the first time he's seriously trained for a fight.
Battled a couple of injuries, and his nickname is the Wolverine.
So it is Hurley and Diaz. They agreed prior to this fight to fight this one at 160 pounds.
That is correct, and you know, as long as both fighters agree, the commission has no problem with it. Non-title fight.
And out comes his opponent from that happy-go-lucky and smiling Diaz family. It's Nathan Diaz, a man of few words, but many punches and many skills.
And with an older brother, Nick, where you just got to fight to get your way to the dinner table, he is learning all phases of MMA. He's young, he's picking up experience as he goes, but with his older brother as an example, he is really learning everything there is to know about MMA. Subs, guard, and stand-up.
Just like his older brother, he is a southpaw, and he's got that rangy style with those awkward kind of long-distance punches. Sometimes they're hooks, sometimes they're straight. Really frustrating for his opponents in the standing mode.
Yeah, he's definitely got some very, very long arms, so he's going to definitely have a reach factor.
Great jiu-jitsu, too.
And tremendous on the ground, very flexible. You can get caught anywhere with that long body.
A Cesar Gracie disciple, that man there, Nathan Diaz, getting ready to go to war against Joe Hurley. In some ways, this is Shamrock versus Gracie underneath, because one guy comes from Shamrock's gym, the other guy comes from a Gracie gym.
A pair of Californians here, Diaz against Hurley. Let's go down to the ring. Jimmy Lennon Jr. with the official introductions.
All right, fans, here we go with a lightweight special attraction. We are scheduled 3 5-minute rounds of MMA action. Introducing to you first on my right, he is fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 5'9", he weighed in at 160 pounds. Specializing in submission fighting, his record stands at 11 wins and 4 losses. Representing Ken Shamrock's Lion's Den and hailing from Susanville, California, introducing Joe Hurley. And his opponent across the cage on my left, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 160 pounds even. Specializing in jiu-jitsu, his record stands at 3 wins and 1 defeat. Fighting out of Cesar Gracie's fight team and hailing from Stockton, California, introducing Nathan Diaz. And the referee in charge of this bout, Josh Rosenthal, now to give instructions. Scheduled 3 5-minute rounds.
Back. Any last-minute questions? All right? Defend yourselves all times, obey my commands all times. Touch gloves, go back, let's do this.
Hurley and Diaz, as you look in the corner of Diaz here with a record of 3-1. Young up-and-comer, Hurley now trying to come back. He's had some problems, some shoulder injuries. Now he's trying to get back in the groove, and as Steven talked about earlier, talked about him training seriously to get ready for this.
Well, he was injured. Nick Diaz, Nathan's older brother, hurt his arm in submission, and then Alex Garcia hurt his shoulder on a slam.
And Diaz quickly slams Hurley to the canvas here in this, the start of the first of 3 5-minute rounds is what it's scheduled for.
Hurley tried to go high with the right hand, and Nathan ducked under, got him on his back.
Diaz moving Hurley directly into the fence. Smart tactic.
Nice flip over there by Hurley, almost into the mount. That was a great move.
And they are literally right on top of us here.
Right here with us on the fence in this corner.
Hurley really being smart there with the knees coming up in the direction of Nathan's head.
Looking for an angle to try to get a takedown here, and there it is.
There's the trip. He's right in your lap, Jeff.
Yeah, we're getting a good view right here, and I can hear Nick Diaz sitting right next to me coaching Nathan.
Well, Nathan Diaz has Hurley on the ground right in front of us, and his brother is just about 3 feet away. We're right here in the Diaz corner where the action's taking place.
Nathan's trying very hard here to try to pull his right arm out. Hurley keeping that right arm locked in, forcing him to just use his left to strike.
You can see there how close we are to the action.
We see the shoulder slam there by Nathan Diaz. Hurley keeping that right arm trapped and pushing back. Hurley with an up kick attempt.
And he's trying to lock that arm down again on Diaz. Good defensive tactic there to try to take the power hand away.
One thing I like that Hurley's doing, he's rolling with all those strikes to the head so far.
Hurley's rolling. Diaz working some to the body, getting a couple of shots in there on the right side. Now you might have heard his brother there coaching him well, telling him to get him against that fence more, and that's what Nathan Diaz is trying to do here.
And we got the pushback there by Joe Hurley and a low kick and a good left hand by Diaz.
He is very active here in the top position, really going for ground and pound.
And getting some shots in on the ribs there, working the body as much as he can now when those head shots aren't going in for him.
A lot of time, you take what your opponent is giving you, don't force the action, let it flow. And there you go, now those long arms starting to reach down and hit Hurley's head. A little more conviction, a little more accuracy.
And there's Diaz again going to work. Diaz again with the pounding.
But there's one thing that Hurley's doing, he's picking off a good deal of those shots.
They're not hitting full force, they're not hitting truly clean.
That landed.
His best shots seem to be when he's worked the rib area and gone with the body punches. As Hurley lands a few kicks in.
I think it's 3-by-3 rounds here.
We're seeing a pattern here. We're seeing the heels on hips push away by Hurley, and Nathan coming in with a right low kick to the leg and going over the top with punches. And we're going to see the same thing happen. And we almost got the flip over there by Hurley. Hurley pushing back, and we got the same. Nathan's got to be careful of that up kick. So he's trapping the legs when he comes back down.
And he moves right back down to avoid that.
I give Hurley a lot of credit here. He's hanging in there against a very tough top opponent here. Looking to try to pass guard.
Defensively, he's not taking a beating.
No, and he's really tying up Diaz's right arm.
Yeah.
Diaz really hasn't been super effective with that right hand, but very good with the left. He's punching well.
And again, the action, as you can see right here in front of us, as Diaz continues on top here, trying to go to work on Hurley.
Oh,
outside.
good left hand.
He got that one in. He got that
shoulder.
one in. And that's where the shots have been coming. He's done well working the body shots especially. Hasn't been able to score much trying to go to the head of Hurley, who has done a good defensive job here in this first round.
Nathan deciding to go with the elbow, but it was blocked by Hurley. It's a really exciting ground and pound guard match right now.
Spending lots of energy here.
50 seconds to go in this first round.
Hurley's got to get out of this position, though. He's been in this position long enough. Aggression-wise, Diaz is taking the round. Even though he's not doing a lot of damage in order to stop the fight per se, he's still piling up points.
He's getting out there to the side here. Might get side mount. Good position to strike from.
Under 30 seconds to go in the first round. Hurley has been on that canvas for a good 3+ minutes of this first round.
Diaz landing a significant punch right there. Diaz really busy. Josh Rosenthal, a referee, looking on.
10 seconds.
And Diaz comes in with the right.
Hurley will survive this round. Really not hurt, as you said, though. Diaz is starting to wear him down.
Yes, he is.
Into the first between Hurley and Diaz. As we take a look at Diaz in the corner right in front of us, you look at Joe Hurley, a little bit of redness around The upper part of his eyebrows there. A few shots landing by Diaz, but he did most of his work on the body in that ground and pound first round.
Well, it was like Jeff said, at the end of the round, Nathan Diaz started to land more significant shots. Now here we go. He sweeps over the top, and you get the duck under there. You know, it's almost like Hurley jumped guard there.
Yeah.
He didn't even defend the takedown.
No, he didn't. Once the legs came in, he went right to it.
So he goes with the right hand, and once he realized he got hooked, he just jumped into guard.
Actually, that's a smart move. Why
Yeah.
fight it and end up in a worse position?
But I think he would have been better standing up, because right now, he's just basically, time is going to run out. Sooner or later, one of those big bombs is going to land, cut him open, maybe an elbow.
And Diaz, you know, the one thing effective for Hurley was his left arm trapping Diaz's right arm. They kept that right hand out of the ground and pound much of that round.
And you wonder about any ring rust. Do you see any of that on Joe Hurley here? Could you guys tell from that first round? Of course, he's had the shoulder injury that's limited action in the last couple of years.
I wouldn't say it was ring rust. It was a wrong game plan, per se, to be on your back against Nathan Diaz. But I didn't see any ring rust as far as blocking punches, laying on his back in the guard.
This is scheduled for 3 rounds.
Whoa.
Big roundhouse by Diaz doesn't land.
Yeah, but he's really going to be in trouble, because Diaz has got his number here with that right hook. There it is again.
And the southpaw Diaz goes to work again and lands the knee. And Hurley tries to come right back. And again, they move right into this corner.
And
This is Diaz's corner.
And Nick Diaz is saying keep him up, but Nathan puts him down.
He's back on the canvas.
I think Nick sensed that Nathan was really beating him in the standing there, wanted to keep it up there, maybe go for the knockout.
So far, I haven't seen anything that would suggest that Joe Hurley could submit Nathan Diaz from the bottom.
Every one of those kicks Nathan absorbed without even flinching his head or taking his eyes off his opponent. That was very impressive to me. He didn't seem at all concerned about the strikes of Hurley.
1 minute into this second round, Hurley and Diaz is where he's been most of his fight there, moving on top and trying to control the action in the ground and pound.
Yeah, he's got the side mount position now, and he's going to either think about an arm bar or go for a side
Right
choke.
there, right knee and punch.
Yeah,
right knee and punch.
Yeah, he's going to go for. If Hurley turns his back, it's a bad position. Hurley standing back up into a standing guillotine. It's a bad position for Hurley.
Diaz trying to end it here in the second round.
And it's in pretty tight.
Yeah, he
popped out.
Very nice. And now he's on top for a change. Let's see if we're going to see a change in fortune here. Joe Hurley needs to get busy and steal this round away.
Oh, no ring rust on a move like that for Joe Hurley.
Well, he's on top because Nathan went after him with the choke, and now he's got a triangle, and this one's in deep.
That's in deep.
This one's in really deep.
He's not going to get out of that.
No, he's not. Control the arm, just pull down on the head.
He's got him. There it is. There's the
Nathan Diaz trying to get Hurley to tap out here in the second.
Okay, then he taps out.
That's it.
Had to.
Nathan
Boy, was that
Diaz.
Triangle choke by Diaz ends the fight here in round 2.
And he showed a complete arsenal there. Ability to take down, great stand-up, and even a lot of good submission attempts.
And it looked like Joe Hurley maybe for a minute it just was able to catch some kind of break there in the second round and get away from it all, but Nathan Diaz was all over him with every stop.
But the problem is, in jiu-jitsu, if you're on top, doesn't mean you're winning the fight, and the guy on the bottom wins right here with a triangle.
There you see the leg locked in. Diaz making sure it's hooked in nice and tight. And control the arm and pull down on the head.
Kind of like a spider to the web.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Spider-Man would be proud.
And Nathan Diaz is now 4-1 in his career as you take a look at the man from Stockton, California. And now let's go to Jimmy Linden Jr. in the ring to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, a triangle choke ends this contest at 2 minutes, 3 seconds of round number 2. The fighter taps out. The winner by way of submission, Nathan Diaz.
The impressive performance here for young Nathan Diaz. He is standing by now with Ron Kruk.
Okay, your brother beat Joe Hurley. Now you beat Joe Hurley. Anyone else in the Diaz family gonna take Hurley on at any point?
Nah, that's only 2 of us. Only 2 of us. If there was, it'd be a tough fight because that guy's fucking crazy.
You've had only 4 wins, but each time it seems your fight game progresses and progresses and progresses. Talk about the progression.
I feel like it improves because I learn something in every fight, to be honest with you. And people say that a lot, but I really do. I got a lot of good training partners that help me out, too. I got my brother Nick, Randy Spence, Gilbert Melendez, Jake Shields, bunch of tough ranked fighters even. And I just feel like I'm getting better as time goes by. And I'm really good having him and Cesar Gracie in my corner because they're well known, you know, and they're fucking tough jiu-jitsu guys, boxers, everything. I feel like I got a lot to work with.
Having the experience of your brother fighting him before, what advice did he tell you going in?
He's just like, he knows what I know what I got to do, kind of. I'm not sounding arrogant or like, I know what, but I'm like, I've been cornering Nick since he started, like, before the UFCs and stuff, so I get experience there and fighting, training, so it just feels like he knows what I know I should do. He's my training partner. If he thought I should do something, he'd tell me specifically, but he didn't really. He just trained hard. He says, go beat that motherfucker's ass, don't be a bitch, you know?
There you go. Goodness. Nice job. Back to you, Kenny.